Namaskar. I am Dr. Lopamudra Mishra, Associate Professor HR and OB, Biju Patnaik Institute of Information Technology and Management Studies, Bhubaneswar. Let me ask you a very simple question. If one machine can complete a task in 10 days, then how many machines are required to complete the task in 5 days? 2. The answer is 2. Okay. If one person will complete the task in 10 days, then how many persons do you need to complete the task in 5 days? Of course, 2, right? See, these calculations can be mathematically appropriate in both the cases. But in reality, when we work, then there are multiple factors that affect our productivity, isn't it? Like we start comparing that why that person will do this much work, why should I do so many works? Then our mood, our emotion, our thoughts, all these have impact on our productivity, isn't it? We might have experienced it. Even our mindset also doesn't remain same every day, which also has impact on our productivity. So can you see the impact of brain behind our behavior, behind our performance, isn't it? Traditionally, human resource management is based on two aspects. One is compliance, that means the rules, the regulations, the laws, and competence-based HRM. That means the behavior. Behavioral competence is when we say it is the behavior, the skill, the attitude. But there is another paradigm. Let's explore it with one more example. When I talked about behavioral competence, let's take example of one of the competencies, that is communication. Organizations, after investing, in the communication to enhance the communication of the employees by giving the training on the communication, presentation, eye contact, gesture, still some employees remain silent in the meeting. Why? Here, silence may not be the skill issues every time. At times, our brain has a fear that whether speaking up here would be right. Is it risky? So, what can be done? The companies here can work on the meeting culture. The companies can work on the response pattern of the seniors so that the brain will feel safe and the communication will flow naturally. So, can you see here a functional shift from behavioral competence based HR to neuroscience-based HR? Neuroscience, which has realized the impact of brain behind our behavior, behind our performance. We can see that this behavioral competence-based HR that work on a superficial level, that we want this kind of behavior from our employees. We will give the training and our employees should follow that behavior. Whereas neuroscience-based HR that worked at the root level. It creates a condition where adopting that behavior becomes possible. So my dear friends, human resource management is not only about managing the people. Human resource management is about managing the nervous system of the people. So, whenever HR fails, it always not the failure of the policies. At times, somehow we failed to identify or to manage the nervous system of our employees. The nervous system of the employees somehow remain ignored. So, I invite you to look HR not as a department, rather the architecture of human experience in the organizations. Whenever we work, then our brain asks us few questions. Am I safe here? Do I matter? And if the answer is no, then the performance drops. Not because the employee is bad, because our brain shifts from the performance mode to the protection mode. Because our brain tries to avoid threat and goes to the survival mode. Let's see HR functions in the brain's lens. Let's take example of recruitment, right? We know that selection means rejection. It is imprinted in our mind. So whenever a candidate goes to the interview, at times their brain is at a threat. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of evaluation, etc. So in that condition, how can the candidate can give his 100%? So, how neuroscience can be used here? Maybe by implementing some gamification strategies, tools to assess the employees, to assess the candidate's performance, so that the brain will come out of the threat zone and can give his best. Similarly, when we talk about training and development, after giving best training, why at times employee forget the content after few weeks? Here we can use the concept of neuroplasticity. I'm sure that many of us have heard the term neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity, it is the ability of brain to form new neuron connection by repetition. So maybe rather than the week-long training program, some 15-minute skill development program can be implemented regularly so that the employees can develop the required skill level, isn't it? So, in any function of human resource management, maybe it is recruitment, maybe it is selection, maybe it is training. Either it activates the threat or it calms the brain. So, the future of HR is not just to manage the human resource management, to control the human resource management, rather to create an environment where the brain will feel safe and the organization can unlock the true potential of its manpower, so that human resource management will shift from controlling the human resources to create the human capital. Is not it? Think about it. Happy learning. Namaskar.